And we're closing out for the day or the evening. But I wanted to close with this something from Nick Ruiz, and then something from my heart. Nick says, I don't care if it's a bum on the street or a CEO of a company. Your relationships with all people should matter. You shouldn't necessarily seek out strategic relationships. Relationships with people from all walks of life matter. It's the beauty of life. Connecting with them will produce thinking in ways that are outside of your tunnel vision. Your conversations will produce thought processes that you were never conscious of before. That goes back to his core message of how you can evolve. And it's exciting because it goes on in directions that you can't even project. And relationships are created to be fruitful. I think a lot of us do use relationships as a tool, but in the wrong way. From my past experiences in the last 8 weeks, like I was telling you guys before, they're used to give one half of their relationship a benefit or a harvest, and the other half is not receiving the benefit or the harvest. So I hope that you guys can understand and see that if you are in a situation where your relationship is not going the way you want, whether it doesn't have to be an emotional or a sexual or any type of close relationship like that. It could be any relationship. It could be a neighbor. It could be an associate. It could be a coworker, a coach and a player, a teacher and a student, a boss and an employee. It can be any type of relationship. It has to be give, take, give, take. It cannot just be take, 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 take. Those relationships implode and explode, and it's negative and it's bad. So I implore you, if you're in a relationship and it's not going so well, step back out of the relationship. Look at what you've given, not the other person. Doesn't matter what the other person's given. You can't control people. You can only control what you do. Look at what you've done, what you've given, and what you haven't given. Right? Rethink your path through this relationship. If you haven't been the best you that you can be to that other person, turn over a new leaf and think on a positive term, a more empathetic mindset, and understand where the other person is coming from. Because if you're not giving your best, they damn well ain't going to be giving their best. So you be the change in relationship that brings it to the next level. You change the way you think. You change the way you act. You adapt. You be the bigger person and give. Right? If the person doesn't catch on and they're not seeing that you're changing and they're not trying to adapt to your change and maybe match it and make it a give, take relationship, then you have to do what you have to do. I suggest, I'm not a quitter and I don't throw in the towel. So I would suggest that in any relationship that you get an outside source that has success in successful relationships, and you get outside sources information on what you should do in the next step for that relationship. Because relationships are created for a reason or a season, but every relationship has some positivity that you can take from it, whether you end it or you extend it. All right. So check yourself. Make sure you're doing the best that you can where you are in a relationship. Give. Nurture. And if no change comes, then you got to do what you got to do. But if you haven't been giving, if you haven't been nurturing, then you can't be the taker and the wanter and the person that needs everything from this relationship. All right. So I'm giving you guys all I got. I'm giving you a good amount of time today. I'm going to have some water, parch my throat, and go celebrate my friend's born date. I love you guys. And I just hope that if you got nothing, if everybody didn't take something away from this that's listening to it, if just one person took something away from this podcast tonight, I'm fine by that. Because my goal is not to be famous. My goal is to be effective. Got you? I got you. Look us up. Spreaker Radio, 3 and Out Radio, iHeart Radio. We out there and we're good. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Showtime, Motivational Talk Radio. Say cheese.